Individual awards will happen at forum as well as class rewards. I talked with the other teachers this morning. Why are you showing? No, go away. I don't know why that just popped up, but go away. Nope, go away. Nope, okay. Maybe doing fighting with my computer is funny, but please get a Chromebook out.
Is everything all right, Mr. Hudson?
Yeah, my computer just didn't like me for a moment. No, I thought we were going to be in the family room today. So, guys, I would give myself a progressing for today. What I was trying to accomplish. And right now, in this moment, I'm still skeptical about, like, where are the other Math 7 kids? But I think what I goofed up is, like, we don't rotate the same as 8th grade rotates. You don't stay with the same group all day. Even on Friday, you don't stay with the same group. So what I was trying to make happen is have all of the 7-8 kids together in the earlier today. And then all of Math 7 together right now. I did not do it right. It fell apart, so we just went back. We just went back to go to whatever class you're going to. But what you're doing right now, and we'll have time to get through this, and if we don't, then I'll just keep recording into the next Math 7 class. So if you want to see any other review, you are looking at this PDF. Don't go to the link. We're going to the PDF, Grade 7 Math OST Release Scoring Guide. If I was you, I would full screen it. Click the little full screen button. We are scrolling through that to see what does not make sense to us. So, like, you looked at all these questions yesterday, and I'm going to open up the actual PDF. You don't need to download it unless you really want to. But you can use your arrow keys, or, like, if you know how to do page up, page down. There's a lot of wasted pages, especially at the beginning. So you could also just scroll over on the side. Be careful when you're looking through this. There are more wrong answers than there are right answers. Because for every question, it will start with the question and the scoring guidelines. But then it starts showing example answers. So it tells me what answer would be right. But then it shows me, like, okay, so if a kid put this. But watch out, if it says 0 point, it's a wrong answer. So be careful while you're looking through this. You want to look at either the page that tells us, hey, what is the right answer when it says exemplar response? Or you want to look at the page that says, hey, this would have gotten you 1 point. So take a moment, start looking through this PDF. I want to know the page number. Hey, look up here real quick because this has been confusing today. Not the page number at the bottom of the page. This page number, the PDF page number. I want to know that of what question you would like me to go over. Yes, it's a lot of wasted pages. So start and if you remember one from yesterday, that's on here, right? If you remember one from yesterday, you're like, yeah, I did not know how to do that. It's on here. Just swipe through, find it. You know, raise your hand, shout it out to me, whatever. Let's talk about the things that were tough for us. So my other plan, Jesse, with moving this desk is if I take the front off, somebody could sit here. And if this isn't here, like a couple people could sit up here if they decided they wanted some more front row type seats.
Is it like can you put a prize for everyone on comp point?
Yeah, for the weekly prizes, the individual. Because I do most amount of time spent working and most amount of leveled up. And I will tell you, huh?
Like in general, because I have 1,600.
You mean for the points?
Yeah.
No, I don't care about the energy points or what. I mean, that's great, but that's actually not that many. I've seen kids with tons of energy points. Like Joe has a boatload, but he actually keeps trying to figure out ways to spend them or something. I don't even know. What's up?
Wait, what did energy points do?
Yes. They're here now. That's going to be weird to get used to. I also moved this over so you guys can just get to my chargers a bit more easily. Actually, I think I just realized the really good idea would be if I put them right there in that wood drawer and just labeled it extra Chromebook chargers, and then you guys would know exactly where to go. All right, anyone got a question you want to go over yet?
No.
Charlie? Page what? 79? Alice needs 2.25 yards of fabric. The store sells fabric in 3/4 yard bundles. Great problem mixing fractions and decimals. Excuse me, which we don't really love when we mix fractions and decimals. So do you remember from yesterday if this was a calculator question or not?
Yeah.
No, I think it was.
So if it was a calculator question, I'd say use decimals if you want to. Like, I'd leave it up to you. But if it was not a calculator question, I would very much encourage you to work in fractions. So I'm going to go the direction of fractions for in case this was a non-calculator question. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't realize I left the vacuum out. I did cleaning over here this morning. I vacuumed some stuff. So my bad. My room's a little crazy today. I thought we were going to be in the family room. Decided not to. How else can I say 2.25? 2 and
4.
2 1/4. So I could write down, I need 2 1/4 yards. Split into how many of these am I going to have to purchase? Well, okay, so divide by 3/4. What's better than a mixed number? An improper fraction. So 2 times 4 plus 1 gives me 9/4. What can I do when I have a fraction divided by a fraction? It's not KFC. It's KCF for keep, change, flip. One of my friends got what's the new, like, ridiculous thing? Is it like a chicken sandwich made with pizzas or something like that?
What?
Yeah, he said he felt his heart slowing down while he ate it.
Wait, what?
So, you could either, I'm pretty sure the like buns or pizzas.
I didn't listen. What?
Do not Google that right now. I see your wheels turning.
It's the cheese.
Alright, moving, guys. I won't go off on those little, like, side things if we can't come back quickly. So, now you can either multiply straight across, or, Charlie, you're the one who asked for this, or, what happens with a 4 on top and a 4 on bottom? They can cancel each other out. So this is going to become 9/3. If I don't cancel those out, this would be 36 over 12, which can reduce, always reduce if you can. Guys, I'm telling you, this is the difference between like getting a full point and a half point. It wants you to reduce when you can. So what can I reduce both? Well, they're both even. So I can divide by 2. Now, some of you are probably thinking, Mr. Hudson, we could have divided by 12, right? So if I don't realize those can divide by 12, I can divide by 2 just multiple times. I can keep dividing by 2. Or if I now realize, like, oh, these are divisible by 6, like both of them, I could have divided by 12 back there, but I get 3 over 1 or 3. So she's going to have to buy 3 ones. Now, you could have also done, like, repeated addition of what's 3/4 and 3/4. 1 1/2. What's another 3/4 and 3/4? Like, so you could also do that. Yeah, keep, change, flip. Make your life easier. I feel like this went wrong. Something went awry here. I don't know why, but I have a sneaking suspicion that I did something wrong. What page is it? Yeah, I guess we could just check their answer. 79. Oh, no, because in my brain, I just tried to add it 4 times. I don't know why my brain just tried to add it 4 times. Yeah, if you do 3/4 and 3/4, you get 1 1/2.
Yeah,
Another 3/4, and you got what you want. I did not make a mistake. Apparently, I'm just self-conscious this morning.
Yeah, it says this is 3.
I did not lose last night because I didn't play any games. We just ended up having a cookout.
Was it good?
Mm-hmm. Burgers and brats. It's all right. I didn't lose. I know I didn't win, but I didn't lose. All right, what else? What else? Like page 42? Well, I mean, are you actually asking or are you just shouting out the number from Hitchhikers? 42 is the meaning of life to you. This is a good one. I don't know if you were joking when you said 42, but let's talk about this one.
Oh, this one's okay, second.
Guys, this is where the trap door is in the phrasing. Take a moment and read this. What is, I'm on page 41, by the way, or maybe even higher up than that. Like, I don't know where the question starts. What are you actually being asked?
Oh, I see it.
What are you actually being asked? What's the trap door, Liam?
It's asking, like, what you need to multiply by to get the answer.
To get the what? To get the sale price. Not how much we're saving. Got some people only half paying attention. It's asking you the sale price. Not how much are we discounting. It's asking us what are we paying. What percent are we left paying? 80%. Which of the drop down actually shows you 80%, the 0.8? The trap doors are often in the reading. I know this is a math test, but it's also a reading test. Parker? You what? Yeah. I'm just putting that there for the next class because I would like to review the same stuff with them that I did with you. Other questions? Please. Guys, the more we go over, the better, you'll feel prepared. We got like 20 minutes left. And the last couple minutes, we'll check con, but
48.
Like page 48?
Yeah.
Ooh, I wanted to go over this one. Thank you. Yeah, when I was looking through the test, I was like, this would be a good one to go over because the whole, like, or pieces. So, page 48, if you want to look at what we're looking at. And that, again, is page 48. Like, if you are clicking up here, this page, right, we're talking about this page, 48. All right, so what's the key piece of information that they tell us here that is not really, like, not all of it's in the table, but some of it is? Liam? Red or yellow, careful, red or yellow, I know I highlighted that in blue, kind of bothers me, so I'm going to take that back and make it yellow. Red or yellow is what?
5/16.
And what do we already know? Red is 2/16, so what must yellow be?
3/16.
Yes! You're brilliant. You've learned this year. I'm so proud. So wait, green and purple. The probability of selecting a green marble is twice the probability of selecting a yellow marble. So what's green?
6/16.
Yeah.
It's like my little baby birds have learned how to fly.
And then how do I figure out what's left for purple? What do I have left? Right? Like, so what am I going to add up now? The numerators, right? 6 and 3. 2 more. 11, 2 more. 13. So 13. How many more do I need? 3. So purple would be 3/16. Sal?
Why did you make like you wrote the green, purple ones and purple and green, but you made the yellow one?
Because look what happens if I make it yellow. It's like it's not
Make it
appealing.
orange.
It's not very appealing. I mean, that's better, but it still just does not the same color. I mean, it's also not the same.
It looks kind of weird.
Yeah, like. I'm sorry that yes, I color coded the other ones and did not. But come on, yellow sitting on top of white is a little. All right, more questions. Keep glancing through that PDF. What doesn't make sense? Guys, if you really want to go look at more of them, if you search OST released items like, you can find probably about 5 years worth of these PDFs, and you can look through as many of the old test questions as you feel like it.
Oh, I found the page.
Liam?
63.
63. Ooh. Well, this one, they already gave me the right answer.
Page 60.
Yeah, I'll leave this here since I already just kind of showed it. But I'm going to take a picture for the next class. So, guys, when we are trying to relate, and this is where you got to pay attention to the variables they give you, you could not use X and Y here. Like, you will get it wrong. Sorry, I ran out of blank pages. Unlike Taylor Swift, she's always got that blank page. And I'll write your name. Or wait, was that T Swift?
Yeah.
Blank page, I'll write your name on it. So we have to use the variables they give us. So like next year, you'll get used to writing equations where it's like y equals something times x. That's what this is. But we're not supposed to switch variables from what they have. We should have c equals something times b. So they tell us what is the cost. Yeah, it's obvious a couple of us are doing Khan Academy, but honestly, that's still beneficial too. I'm not going to fight if you're doing Khan Academy right now. But what is the cost will be equal to? Well, it's 825 times however many we get. So 825 times however many we get, that'll give us our cost. Gotta use the variables they give us. Other questions? What up, Eli?
Page 89.
Page 89.
I was also very confused by this because the point is like at the 5. And it ends at the 20.
I'm debating if I want to put the effort into getting on Dino because I'd have to take some kids from Miss Hassanin. So yeah, realize that if you're on con, I would really request that you pause your con work. Honestly, like, I didn't give that as an option. But while we're going over these questions, because I guarantee you'll see questions similar to these. You won't see the exact same thing, but you will see similar to this. So which point on the graph represents the cost per pound in dollars per pineapple? Because the tricky part with this, if they gave it to you as a, like, type in your own response, you would need to type in, like, the XY coordinate. Luckily, they gave us this one in, you know, already given multiple choice. So, pounds, is that your X or your Y? It's your X. Does X come first or second? First, it's alphabetical. It's X, then Y. So, is this going to tell us cost per pound? No, I mean, it's not 1 pound, but we might need to come back to that. Cost per pound. Wait, so X are. I can't write on this. You want the 1 pound since it's saying per pound. And actually, even if I don't write on this, you guys can scroll to this, and it's going to tell us our key values be. A, read this. They're essentially saying this is a trap door. Like, guys, literally the text they're writing is like, yeah, we set this as a trap door. Like, I'm telling you, this is what happens, and this is why I gave you guys the answer key. So when they ask us for 1 pound, we need to be looking for which gives us the X value of 1, and make sure they give you the right Y value. Another trap door they would set is they might give you 1, 6, and then like 1, 4. And if you just look at the 1, and you're like, oh, there's 1 pound, and you don't actually look at the Y value, I'm telling you, these are trap doors that I've seen before. they'll put the wrong answer first, right? They'll put the wrong answer first because if you're in a rush, you'll click it and move on. And then the actual right answer might be farther down that you never looked at if you aren't taking your time. So 1 pound, check the Y value. Does 1 pound end up being $4? Yes, it does. I'm going to snapshot this real quick while you guys look for another question that you want to ask. Guys, for the last 10 minutes, I'm going to ask if you're in con, get out of con, look through that PDF, especially the later problems, like in the 100 plus pages. If you didn't get to those questions, we should definitely look them over. So you could even go to the end of the document, but be careful, those are going to be wrong answers at the very end. If you did not see the jet ski problem, probably go down to the jet ski problem, look at their answer, see if it makes sense to you, and if it doesn't, we should probably talk about it. Work up to the next question above that. For the next 10 minutes, if you're in con, please get out of it. Let's just look at, did these make sense? If you're opted out, that's fine.
Okay.
So the simpler way to put this answer is just 2 hours, right? But I want you guys to know, it will still be right if you put it in a different form of 2, because this equals 2. But guys, don't mess with the test. You won't be surprised when I tell you Ahmad was wondering, well, what if I put +1 - 1 just to mean +0? I'm like, dude, I cannot guarantee what the graders are going to do or what the computer's going to do. Don't try to be clever. Don't try to be funny. Just put what you think the answer actually is and try to simplify as far as you can. So if you have 100 over 50, what's 100 over 50? It's 2. Benjamin.
Page 93.
93. Yeah, thank you. I saw you guys looking at this one yesterday because I was on Dyno when you were taking the test. I tried to make the mental note, but I forgot. So I appreciate you guys. And this is where I need everyone paying attention because we have not really explicitly learned this. So I should see approximately 20 sets of eyeballs pointed at me. If I start, let's go here, and I go this. How many degrees was that? Now what if I say, because they tell us regular, I split this. So here's what we have to imagine. It's a regular hexagon, but the one line they didn't show us is this line. Right? That's the line they did not show us. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have 6 slices if we ignore this line, because that's not really part of the hexagon. That's there for the question. So my 360, if it's regular, means all the slices are the same. How could I figure out how big one of these angles is? We can do this divided by 6 and get that each angle would actually be 60 degrees. So I could label that one of these is 60 degrees. Questions on how we got that? We said the whole rotation is broken up into 6 slices. If you're looking at your screen, I'm suspicious that you're not paying attention to me. So if one of them is 60, how big will 2 of them be? 120, guys. If this is 60 and this is 60, now again, we're ignoring this line because they added that as a distractor. So I'm going to erase some of this that is in our way. we are imagining that this slice is made a slice, right? This is 60, we said, and this is 60, we said. Are you with me on both of those slices are 60s? So what are they together? 60 plus 60, 120. But then, what's that little square tell me? 90. So if I'm trying to figure out this wedge, and we said, well, this is 120. So if I take away this 90, what's 120 minus 90? 30. So what we have left right here would be 30. Now the other way we could do that, and honestly, I think this way is easier. Well, you know what? School year's almost over. You want the easy way to do this?
Yes.
Yeah.
How many degrees is this?
90.
90. How many degrees did we say this is? What's 90 minus 60? There are multiple ways to do these problems. Do not sit there thinking, oh, I gotta figure out the way. Guys, there are multiple ways to do this. Let your brain figure out how you want to solve it. Skip it for the time being and come back to it if you need to. But please, at the end of the test, check that you answered every question. But you don't have to answer them immediately. Sometimes letting it sit in the back of your brain and looking at some other problems will be like, oh yeah, 90 here. You might remember something that helps you out. Other questions?
That's an equilateral triangle. So
That's an equilateral shape too. The hexagon itself is equilateral because more than triangles can be equilateral. All regular polygons are technically equilateral. That's what regular means, actually. But yeah, you're right. Those triangles are equilateral triangles. Nice observation, Eli.
Good job, Elon. Good job, Elon.
There's an echo in here.
Well, I think because all the posters are gone.
Aha, that's why. Darn state test making me take down the posters. Anything else? We should probably place an order for 200 headsets. Hey, look, more percent stuff. What's our strategy for percent problems? Yeah, sure. Or we can always do 10%, right? We can always do the 10% strategy and help us that way. Ooh, this is a good one to talk about, guys. I'm on page 103. Page 103, if you're going through the PDF. To be proportional, we gotta have 0, 0. That doesn't help us here. They all have 0, 0. So also, to be proportional, we have to see the same thing happening over and over. Right? That straight line that we talk about when we're thinking about graphs. So, up by a sixth. Did I go up by a sixth again? Well, 2/6, 1/3. Yeah, okay, that goes up by a sixth. 3/6 would be 1/2. Okay, so the x keeps going up by a sixth. Does the y do the same thing over and over again? Up by 2, up by 2, up by 4. Trap door. It changed what it did. Up by 1, up by 1, up by 1. Okay. Up by 1, up by 3, up by, crap. Up by 3, up by 3, up by, oh, crap. Okay, let's try the last one. Up by a sixth, up by a sixth, up by a sixth, up by 2, up by 2, up by 2. Feels like D. The other way we can check this is do the division. If it's doing the same thing over and over again, we should be able to divide whatever direction you want. 2 divided by 1/6, 4 divided by 1/3, 6 divided by 1/2. Save is not paying attention to me. We can do division across the table to check for proportional relationship. So they all have 0, 0. You can use division to check. Here it's got to be D, whether we notice it does the same thing over and over and over again, or if we check the division, they'll all be the same. Probably got time. I don't know that we have time for any more of those questions because Khan Academy, guys, no joke. If you are looking through this over the weekend and there is something that totally does not make sense to you, email me. Like, I will try my darndest to get you a response, whether I record a video or what I do. But if you're looking at something and it doesn't make sense, shoot me an email. All right, so 1A. I got to figure out why it's... There we go. 1A, ring 9, 70%. But I know that a few of us, like last night, did work. So I feel just like a shark swimming through the water that you guys are on the hunt to get 1A.
I can play that.
I have memories.
Here we go. Ooh, I think we got it. All right, what about ring 9? You think we'll close it? You think we'll close it?
Yeah!
All right, let's check.
Wait, what percent was it?
Ooh, I think we just closed it. So they're at 70%. For our class to win, it feels like we need to make 70% more progress today. Like, today. So I don't know. I think you guys could.
We made our class made 30% in like 10 minutes, in like 4 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we'll check again. What? Somebody we just got some progress right there. All right, we'll check again at Forum. Have a great day.
Do it again. One more time.
Wait, this? Oh, you
No.
Hey, now we only need 65%.
I just need to like.
Hey, you're going to Alpha. You're going to Alpha. What you normally have first. Sure. As long as it's like appropriate funny.
Yeah, okay. So you know I'm in the marching band, right?
Yes.
Um,
Love it, by the way.
I
Marching
got
band.
this email and look at the subject.
Machine band. We're a machine. I think you guys should make that like your theme for the year or something. Like the machine
No, the
band.
theme is just worship and Comic Sans, pretty much.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Or is that just like a joke that you're making
No,
because
actually,
everything they write?
It's literally just keyboard.
Hmm? Do I what?
It's just about keyboard.
No, I had him already.
You don't make us wait, do you?
No, especially not when my room's already emptied out except for the slow pokes.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, sir. Chromebook Schoology. Chromebook Schoology. Yeah, we're heading to Schoology.
Wait, you already have that thing.
Because he doesn't want to we already. I know, but they don't. He doesn't want to see what other stuff. Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah.
Chromebook Schoology, please. You know, I'm pretty proud. Either you guys are just focused on your own stuff today, or Phoenix has made you more comfortable with change, or maybe you're just not, like, paying close attention. But a lot of things are different, and I was expecting kids to, like, freak out. But my desk moved over, this desk moved from there. Yeah, so now you're reacting like I thought you were going to react to. So get on Schoology.
You have your loaner?
This desk was over there.
Oh.
Wait, is that your old desk?
So here's the problem. It's a desk I didn't make. Sitting here, and people that like to sit here will recognize, I was trying to look at these people through this crack in the screens. It was giving me a headache because, like, your eyes aren't supposed to try to look through narrow spaces. So, like, I either had to, like, pull my screen down to see the people sitting over here or try to, like, look through the crack or move way. So finally I was like, hey, if I just move my desk over, I'll be able to see you guys. So there we go. Mind blown. And it's springtime. People like to do spring cleaning. So sorry, I left my vacuum out. I'll put it away now.
My mom does.
I was
Because I was
winning in
using this
cons.
earlier. Oh, what school is you? I said that like 20
Yeah, I said I
times.
was winning in cons.
I don't know. We'll check it at the end of class. But we have stuff to do before we do that. So, this PDF, Grade 7 Math OST Release Scoring Guide. Like, guys, I know the temptation right now might be to sneakily be trying to work on comp. I'm going to beg you for one day, can we just focus on reviewing the test questions and the trap doors? Guys, I hate to say it, but the people writing the test are essentially like asked to set trap doors. To check, are you paying attention? Are you reading carefully? Do you understand vocab? So what we're looking at is like how to like double check that we don't fall in those trap doors. How to make sure like we don't select the answer that they put in there as like, oh, this will feel like the right answer, but it's not. Like this question. So you should be getting into that PDF. But this question yesterday, and I saw some people mark it wrong. How much are we saving in this question? Like how many percent? 20%. But what's it ask us? The sale price, not the sales discount, but what we're left to pay. Yeah. Oh, it's a trap door. Because they do this on purpose. So the sale price, what percent are we left to pay? 80%.
Too much.
And not 80, but 80%. So it's the 0.8, right? 80 per. This doesn't have a percent sign on it. It's not 80% unless it has a percent sign. 80% means 80 over 100, which is 0.8. This is a trap door. It's not a watch out. So,
I'm confused by what it meant. Like that one, like in the lot.
so here, sorry, let me just explain. Here's what you want to be doing. Look at the page of the PDF document and tell me that so I can put it on the screen. So, Sophie, what page are you looking at?
Well, it was the one that we were just on.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So that one.
Yeah, it was. What confused me was where it says, the sale price is equal to 40 times.
Because 40 is the original price of the jacket, or whatever it is. So that 40, they should really have a dollar sign on that, right? So they forgot their dollar sign. But what would you be multiplying 40 by to figure out what you're going to pay? You guys, you could honestly test out each of these. You could do 40 times 0.2, but that's not how much you're going to pay. That's how much you're going to save. If you try 40 times 20 or 40 times 80, you're going to get really big numbers. That should definitely feel wrong. 40 times 0.8, you'll get like $32. And that's how much we're left being asked to pay. I recorded last period, which was also Math 7 because I messed with the schedule. And I'm still recording. So anything we went over last period is in the recording, but I'll probably review the same stuff with you guys. But in case we do different things, if you want to go back and watch that recording. And also, there are about like 5 years worth of these PDFs, like the answer key PDFs. If you really want to go like look at more test questions to get more comfortable, all you really need to do is search like OST Math 7 released items, and you'll find them. Like it's from the Ohio Department of Education. You can look at all sorts of different documents they have. Tons. All right, but more questions from the PDF. You okay, man? Okay. Hey, the first like 10 pages are all like wasted pages. You want to get down until it says like questions and scoring guide. So I see people still like looking at the top parts before the questions happen, like up here. This stuff's for teachers. Like this is kind of like for us to look at. You want to page down all the way until the questions start. So you want to at least be on like page 16. What does median ask us to find? The middle. Sophie, did you have one? 57. Yeah, love this one, but I already took snapshots of it, so we're going to come over here. Hey, Raiden, can I help you? Okay, can you be a little bit more quiet with your page skipping? Because you are being loud and dramatic over there. Yeah, I'm just going to clear this ink so we can talk it through together. They give us the table, and then they give us another piece of information, and then another piece of information, and eventually we can figure everything. I'm going to scooch this up because I don't think it really matters to see the top text. Beyond the table, what do they tell us? Beyond the table, what do we know here? So, red and yellow is 5/16. What do we already know? Sam? Ooh, that also, but if they're bringing up red, I'm looking at red and saying, oh wait, we know red. Red's 2/16. So if red's 2/16 and red or yellow are 5/16, what's yellow? 3. It's the other piece of the 5/16. So that tells us yellow is 3/16. Green, what do they tell us about that? Twice yellow. So how much does that leave green? 6/16. So for purple, how can I figure out purple? What should probabilities add up to?
The denominator.
The denominator, right? They should add up to 1. So if we look at the numerators, we need to add up to 16. Well, let's see what we're at. 6 plus 3, 9, plus 2 more, 11, plus 2 more, 13. So how many are we missing?
4. Wait. Who said 4?
Guys,
I'm not mathing.
when you try to rush, you make mistakes. That's a great reminder for next week. Slow down. There is no slow down sloth on the OST, like on the map test. And if you are like, what's the slow down? It's a good thing if you don't know what I'm talking about. But on the map test, if you go too fast, then it knows like you're not giving yourself time to actually read and think. A little sloth pops up and it says slow down. But then we have to unlock your test and have a little chat with you about take your time, you're not in a rush. That doesn't exist on the OST. You got to do it to yourself. By the way, you will be allowed graph paper. But, and this is really funny, you are not allowed a ruler. So you're allowed graph paper, but not a ruler. However, you won't need to measure anything. Why I think a student asked me about a ruler yesterday was to be able to like draw graphs. Hey guys, if you're just looking for a ruler to have a straight edge to draw straight lines, hey look, I made a straight edge. If it has any straight edge, like, so if I fold a piece of paper and use that to draw on another piece of paper, you can have as many pieces of scratch paper as you want. Then we got to take it away, but if you're just trying to make a straight edge, just make a straight edge. Turn something into a straight edge. Other questions? Jack.
Questions?
What page? Like what PDF page?
Page 29.
Yeah. Thank you for asking about this. So you can jump to page 29 and then you can look at what they give us as the answers. 29 goes ahead and shows the answer, which is fine. We're going to talk about how we get each of those. The trap door is that you guys always forget to go diagonal. If I slice horizontally, and I'll try to draw this in 3 dimensions, but I would slice across here, across here, across there, across there. What shape could I get?
Trapezoid.
A square. A square triangle and a trapezoid.
guys. If you're just regurgitating the answers that are checkmarked on the test, what are we doing here? We're here to learn and think. Do not just shout out the answers from the test. I just drew a four-sided object and people said triangle. Yeah, see, it's kind of funny. Because you're obviously not thinking. We'll get to the triangle. But turn on your brain, open your ears. If I draw a horizontal cross-section here, it's going to be the same shape but smaller as the bottom. What they tell me the bottom is a square. So what's this? A square. Now it might be rectangle, because if this is not square, if it's a rectangle pyramid, you might just mark rectangle. But either way, it's the same as the bottom. It just shrinks as it goes up. Now, if I draw a vertical slice down the back, across the bottom, up the front, what shape do I get from there? Now we get a triangle. And then, you guys all forget about diagonal. What if I hit this same cut from the square, but then I go diagonal down to that bottom edge? That bottom edge is bigger than what this edge was. So if I pull that shape out over here and look at what it would look like, it would look like that. Trapezoid. Now you could also, funny enough, get a triangle by slicing here. If you cut a corner off, that's another different diagonal slice that we could take. Yeah. Right?
Why is a trapezoid called a trapezoid?
I mean, in my brain, it looks like an animal trap, but I'm sure there's some sort of better reason, but you won't be asked that on Math 7. Why did we decide to call this a trapezoid? Look it up if you want to. I honestly don't know. Like, in this moment, I honestly don't know. Question.
Trapeza meaning table and oid meaning shape.
There you go. Google. I mean, most of what we have, words, numbers, religions, whatever, came from either the Greeks or Romans or like those ancient societies.
What all like math stuff came from Greece?
That is a much deeper conversation than we have time for on a Friday schedule. But yeah, I mean, there were sometimes actually arguments between the different cultures of like how they wanted to do certain math. Yo, what is better than a improper fraction? No, I can't turn improper into proper. What can I turn it into? Yeah, I said that question backwards. Flip it, reverse it. What's better than a mixed number? An improper fraction. And what can I then do with a fraction divided by a fraction? Keep, change, snap. If, whoever said decimal, if this is a calculator question, sure, do a decimal. If it's not, I honestly think fractions are better. Yeah. If you caught that voice crack, I'm going through puberty. Sorry, guys.
You are?
I'm joking, but my voice just still cracks randomly, and it's funny because middle schoolers do tend to be going through puberty, and your voice will crack. So, if I keep, change, flip, keep my 9/4, change to multiplying. Hey, I got some people that are just like looking at the wall. Change to multiplying, flip the second fraction. You could cancel out the 4s, but if you decide not to, like I did not, you could cancel out the 4s, but if you decide not to, you can get 36 over 12. You can start reducing by 2s. You could have actually reduced by 12s. We need to buy 3 sections of that fabric. Other questions you want to request, or else I'll keep going over other ones from the morning. Yeah.
Page 34.
Page 34. I wasn't expecting a like call and response type. Page 34. That's 345. Ooh, guys, this goes back to our STEM study. You want to talk us through it then? Just speak up.
Okay, sure. So you start off negative 410 and you just subtract.
Or, what can we do instead of subtraction? Addition of a negative, because we descend. So we already are starting at negative 410. And then descend 1640. We go down farther. Guys, also, unless your submarine can fly, that'd be cool. Would be cool. But unless your submarine can fly, if you get a positive answer, your submarine's above the water. No. No. It would be cool, but I don't think it exists.
Well, mine was a positive number because I didn't understand that. But like, if it was a negative, I got like 1,700.
No, you didn't. That or you did your addition wrong. Because now we can do 1640. I think you lined up your numbers wrong. We need to do 1640 plus 410. That's going to come out to be 2050.
Oh, you're freaking. Oh, I switched. I thought it was. I think in my brain I was doing 1.
Turn that brain on. At least for Monday. Guys, I'm not joking. Sleep, eat, and drink water. And not just Monday morning. Well, you can't sleep Monday morning. Like, I'm talking through the weekend. Get yourself hydrated. Drink plenty of water. That's just generally, as the weather's getting nicer, you need to be drinking more water to stay hydrated. Your brain does not work right if you are dehydrated. One of the first things that happens if you're suffering from dehydration is you start to hallucinate because your brain doesn't work right. Or you like just can't think clearly. Like, people will ask you a question, like, where do you live? And you can't even remember your address. Like, your brain starts to mess up when you don't have enough hydration. Zane, what is so funny? If you're thinking like, oh, well, now if I want to hallucinate, no, you'll end up in the hospital if you make yourself dehydrated.
You know what's crazy? The day before the practice test, I was out of class because I was dehydrated.
My friend was wrestling at the state tournament, and he was trying to lose weight to make it down to the next weight class down. Went to weigh in and passed out at the weigh-in and was not allowed to wrestle because he was so dehydrated from trying to drop weight, he just straight up passed out. He was on the scale, fell.
There's a story about
Yeah, wrestlers are often really dangerous with what they do with their weight. But yeah, you got to keep yourself hydrated. Ashley, 46. So this one, I think we talked about first, but you were probably like in the zone looking at, looking for other questions. So they give us, and guys, be careful because I think 46 might be a wrong answer. Yeah, this is a wrong answer. Pay attention to that. This gives 0 points. If you want to see because it shows you wrong answers and it explains why it's wrong. If you mark 20, it's because of the 20%, but that's not what it's asking. It's asking, what are you actually gonna pay? So, to figure out what we're actually gonna pay, we take the $40, multiply by, now actually, since you asked this, if we have 20% off, what percent is still on? Or what percent are we asked to pay? I went to page 40. You looked at the bottom page number, didn't you? So, Ashley, not this page number. Not this page number, but the top one. So I'm guessing it's 50 something? 60? No, because that's still only page 40. Is this what you wanted, Ashley? The box lunch one? Okay, sweet. So I got that one too over here because the other class asked for it. We have to use the variables they give us. So the only real trap door. So the only real trap door here is switching the variables around because it tells us C is the cost we're gonna pay. B is the boxes we're gonna order. Guys, think of this like pizzas or Big Macs or whatever you want. What am I gonna pay? Well, it depends on how many I get. what I'm going to do with those numbers of what it costs versus how many I buy, I got to multiply them. So if my pizzas are $11 a piece and I buy 3, it's going to be 3 times 11. If my box lunch is $8.25 a piece and I buy B of them, whatever B is, I'm going to have to multiply to figure out how much I'm going to actually spend. So,
I did 8.
you're yelling, so. Okay, go ahead.
I did 8.25 B equals C.
Yeah, that's fine. It would accept that. Yep. Lane?
No wait. Oh, in high school, are we gonna have to when we do problems like this? Are we gonna have to calculate taxes too?
I mean, there will be problems involving tax, probably. I can't, dude, there's no way for me to know what you're going to be asked to do. There's no way for me to know exactly what you're going to be asked to do on Monday. They keep the tests very private. Oh, like just in school?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll learn how to deal with tax, which you want to learn how to deal with. Because, like, so if I go to IKEA and I'm like, I want to buy this umbrella, like for my patio, and the umbrella is $300, can I think I'm going to spend $300? No, I know I'm going to spend more than that because of the tax. So in my head, I do 10%. What's 10% of 300? 30. And okay, I'm a little less than that. Because what's tax normal? 7. 7, 7.5. Polaris and Easton have higher tax rates. But if you look at receipts and stuff, yeah.
Is this not common knowledge?
Polaris and Easton have different tax rates, though, by the way. So sometimes, like, it's better to go to one store. If you're making a big purchase, I forget who's higher, Polaris or I think Easton's higher.
Yeah, Easton's higher.
But yeah, so for real, I think Easton's like 8.25, maybe. Like, it's higher. But yeah, so like 10%. Okay, if that's $30, I'll pay a little bit under $330. Which, I mean, the bigger expense, like an Xbox, a PlayStation, you're not just spending that much. Spending that and tax. But still, the 10% technique works well there.
Yeah, like I watched the thing. It was like more like article. Like it was like this guy and he won the lottery
And how many taxes he had to
how
pay?
much taxes it was.
You get about half.
Yeah,
You get about
he
half
said
your
he
lottery
won,
winnings.
Like he won like a $5 million thing. And like
Now, it depends if you want lump sum, or if you if you want all the money you can have right now, or if you want paid out over time. There are 2 options if you win the lottery. But we don't need to talk about that right now because we honestly don't have time. In this problem, there is a massive trapdoor for the fact that, like, multiple of these answers are right, but they're not. So stick with me. I forget what page this is on. If anyone is looking at this, pineapples. It asks me specifically which point on the graph represents the cost per pound. So which point on the graph is showing 1 pound? Well, pounds is my x. So I need to follow my x of 1. Here's where I'm scared. Especially because they put this on the example problems. You're looking for x equals 1. But, I got some people not paying attention. They might use x equals 1 more than once. Here, they only use x equals 1 once. But, like, I would be willing to bet, because the people making the test love trapdoors, that you might, on your test tomorrow, the first answer might be like 1, 6. And if you're just like, ooh, x equals 1, that's the answer. And you move on and don't look at the rest of them. Sure, x needs to equal 1, but we also need the right y value. So if I follow x equals 1, what's the y value? 4, and therefore B is correct. Now, is A also true? Yeah, A is also true, but it's wrong. Because that shows you it's $1 for 1/4 of a pound. Maybe they have like little pineapple cups at the front or something. But what they're asking us is which one shows us the cost per 1 pound. Since pounds are our x, we want an x of 1. We got to check that they gave us the right y value. Question. normally, like, right when you ask, does anyone have questions, no one's going to raise their hand immediately. You not know one. But if you wait, the chance of somebody asking a question goes up because as it gets awkward, they're like, okay, forget it. I'll just ask it. Wayne?
We're gonna do content.
Yes, we'll check. We have 7 minutes of class left. Chill. See what I mean about how motivated they are? Charlie did a little dance this morning when I showed him his common
But some
progress.
people, the only thing they're doing is math.
I mean, I'm going to reserve my opinions. What I'm doing is successful. What? It's getting them to do their math.
Yeah, Tommy's
Oh, yeah, top drawer. Right, but hey, Devin, get the candy out from Mrs. Pettigrew. And I got a bag. I got a fresh bag of Jolly Ranchers too, if you need.
I just need it for just need it for what do you call it? Breakout.
Come on, okay. Yeah, take what you want.
36% of the whole class.
All right, let's talk about this one,
Tommy?
guys. Let's talk about this one. This was pretty tough. I forget what page it was from, just 'cause I like
Oh, 93.
page 93. If you want to go look at it, guys, I really need you to work through this with me because you know how to do this, but I'm afraid that like without a little bit of reminder of what you know, you'll give up on a problem like this. She actually could have made it go in the other way. Then the knob would have just gone on the front. All right, so if I spin all the way around, how many degrees is that? 360, right? Because we talked about when we watched that little Tony Hawk video that like the basis of rotations is a 360-degree rotation. Like that is a rotation. Speaking of rotation, can you stop just so I can't focus? And it just like I just keep because I'm waiting for something to happen. It's thank you, I appreciate that. So then regular hex. Wait a minute, they split this up a little funky. I want to ignore this line for a minute. Like imagine that we don't have that line. No, I'm using white pen, but I realize with white pen I can erase. So if I draw this line to make my hexagon, how many like wedges or pizza slices are there around? 6, right? So if I want to figure out how big one of those is, I can divide by 6. So how big is one of them? 60. Right? Sorry, that's writing kind of fat. I need my smaller pen. Now wait a minute. How many degrees would this be? 180. What's that little box show us? 90. So I can take my 180 minus that 90. Oh, well that makes sense because this would also be 90. Okay, so then, wait, if I'm trying to figure out this angle, so take away the 60 now, and we get to 30.
I didn't really do that. I just like same. I was like, okay, well.
Okay, and you can also kind of trust your gut,
I was like,
but I would like you guys trying to calculate if you can.
I was
What?
like, I was like, it's less than 45, but it's definitely not 20.
Guys, most of the time things look right on the test, like they look how they should, but sometimes they don't. So don't just trust what things look like. Try to do some math if you can. Questions? Alright. Selfishly, I love that this Khan Academy push has really gotten you guys like in it. But to clarify what Pettigrew was saying, it is frustrating for the other teachers if all you're doing is Khan Academy and like your Pompeii journal, which is months old, still needs turned back in, or your International Feast form, which International Feast is next week. Like, no matter what, it's next. Please don't neglect your other classes. I love how much we're doing in Khan. Selfishly. Love it. But my coworkers are getting a little upset with me. I'm like, look, I didn't tell them ignore your work.
I think it's
You're- You know Khan has language arts also.
Oh, I don't want to do that. No, math is good.
Did we talk about this in this class?
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't remember what we did. That was only like 40 minutes ago when I had the other class in here. Talked about that. I just don't know what to do with myself.
Wait, are we doing that?
What?
I just were
Well, I'm checking that I made it through the questions I wanted to make it through. And no, you could go back and check the footage. I never said we're going to check con right now, but we are. We're about to check con. All right, friends.
Rank 9, 0%. They're rank 10.
No, they're
Oh,
all
that's PB. That was
So 3A, ring 9, 5%. 1A. Oh, yeah.
We run.
Hey, look at that.
I think we can check.
So, should we even check?
Yes. I did so much.
All right, fine.
one thing today. Yes, I have. Yeah, you did.
All right, now, what do you think about ring 10? Can we get ring 10?
Maybe about halfway.
Here we go.
We already beat my whole range. Yeah. Oh.
What?
We still got my How many ranks are there?
You got like 2 minutes if you want to try to get a con done, but if you've already closed your Chromebook, sorry about it.
That's your only
Let me pause this video so it's not so.